This is a great image of a respectable, classy, beautiful woman.
For you to point out this well-dressed sister here to make me feel some type of way about myself becomes a problem.
Man, let me get you.
Reason I have never said I do is because I don't.
I've been married, and I couldn't sign up for bad sex.
Let's drive.
So if we enter a relationship with anything that's about me, then I don't believe that we're ready.
What's up? It's Single on a Saturday night. Right here at TGI Friday. You don't know that dance? I mean, I'm sitting down. There you go. She got it. 1 foot and all. Single on a Saturday night right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. We do this every fourth Saturday, and you are welcome to join us. It's not just for single people. We have some married folk on this panel today. What? They real married. Not fake married. They like real married. Went down the aisle and everything. They got rings on. You got ring on? Oh, yeah. I was about to say, because I was going to talk about you if you didn't. And this is to be continued. I am Shelly Williams. I don't even go on. You know who I am. I'm not married. Anyway, let's keep on going.
I'm like Shelly. I ain't married, father of two. You know, we ain't here for a show. I ain't talking about me. I want to hear about this love, marriage, sex, no sex before marriage. If Danielle going to do it, Shelly going to do it, I want to hear all that today. All right? I want to hear that.
Somebody doing it. Go ahead. Can you pass the mic to her?
Hi, I'm Mara. I have... am I doing what?
Come on. He asked, are you doing it?
And doing it? No, actually, right now I'm not.
But you would do it?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely,
the person came around?
Yeah.
But you can introduce yourself, Mara.
Okay, Mara, 2 kids, single, and willing to do it.
I like Myra.
I just had to put it out there.
You can reach Mara at...
I just want to say
MaraWillingToDoIt.com.
First of all, when she asked me to do this, I was kind of like, why would you ask me? But I felt as though I did have something to say. This is a lifestyle, and especially in churches. Churches don't teach the lifestyle of waiting before marriage because the single pastors having sex, the single deacons are having sex with the single deaconesses, and the missionaries are having sex with the ministers. So it could be a whole cross thing. So it's really, really a lifestyle. Yeah, and because you're human, you're going to have moments. I remember I had moments where I just be like, Lord, just hold me, and like till I would go to sleep and wake up and be like, woo, we made it through. High five, Jesus. We made it through that night. But I mean, yeah, of course, you're human. You're going to crave for it. You're going to want it, especially if you had it before. But it's really a lifestyle and who you associate yourself around. If I was waiting, if I was single and waiting, I don't know how much we can hang together. You sound fun. We would have fun. And I'm just saying it because I know I had friends where I had to go to one time and say, yo, y'all, I had sex. And they're like, okay, we're adults. And I'm like, well, give me a scripture. Say it was wrong or encourage me. So it's all about your circle.
I think you're actually wrong right there. And the reason I say that is this. Shelly is my friend. I know where her convictions lie. I support that. If I am your friend, I understand who you are, I understand what your values are, and I'm going to support you in that. Today I'm here to give my opinions on what I believe for me and why I disagree necessarily what she does. However, if she was having her moment of weakness, I am the girlfriend that you want to call because I'm going to talk you off the penis. Okay? I will talk you off the penis. And if you decide you want to jump on the penis, I will jump you on the penis. Okay? I'm going to help you. I'm a real friend. I'm a rider.
She is a rider.
Now, I'm just saying, like, in my situation, I'm saying, like, you need people who are going to, if you're really trying to hold out, you're going to have to need people to try to hold you accountable. Because everybody who's not waiting is not going to have your approach on it. And they just, girl, you fine. You okay?
But as I'm saying, You
So-
have to understand who your friends are.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
just like
you need to
anything
know
else.
who's gonna
Everybody
say
in
what.
your life is not created equal. That's
Yeah, and I'm not saying that less the friends. I'm just saying everybody's response is going to be different. But it's a true lifestyle thing where churches find out that you're dating, they want to support you in it and stuff like that. Like, I mean, this might help somebody, but you may leave and just be like, Lord, I'm going to wait. And then 2 hours later, oh, I need somebody. Can I call him? Is he available? So it's really a lifestyle thing.
Yeah,
and
I don't
having
know
a
if the
support
church
system and
supports
stuff
you.
like
When I
that.
was engaged in the church, I mean, basically, and then this gets into the whole living together thing. He lived in the house with me, but I promise you, we didn't have sex. We weren't having sex, but the church couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that I would be in the house not having sex. I said, it's just more convenient that we live together. We do everything together. We're not having sex, and God knows, and I ain't got to prove it to nobody, but they would not give me counseling because you can't live together. I said I ain't having sex. I said, all I want you to do is counsel me so I can get married.
well, actually, basically,
So-
y'all was living together, not having sex, so y'all was already 10 years into the marriage.
That's what I'm saying. Not matter of fact, I felt like it brought us closer because we were together. We was actually reading the Bible. We was not having sex. But this church, loved the church. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, the church would not give us counseling, and I feel like from that moment on, we separated. Not meaning separated physically, but we weren't in the same place, and it felt like we just grew apart because it was like, how they do that?
You know what? You want to know why?
Let me-
Because the church is not here to judge. They are not. They're supposed to be here to support and provide guidance and to help you to understand the Bible. And so many times in so many different churches, the church is sitting in judgment. You know, one of the best things that my mother did for me was name me Danielle. And she told me what that meant. Answerable only to God. Not the pastor, not the deacon, not even to mama, because in the end, Danielle has to stand before God for Danielle's sins. So therefore, all this stuff about what the pastor said and what he wouldn't do, sound like to me, you need to find another church.
Let me respond to that, Shelley, real quick. Here's the thing about the church. The church is supposed to be a middleman between you and God. It's supposed to, like you said earlier, guide you and offer support in your spiritual walk. So if the pastor who's put in a position of leadership sees you falling short or putting yourself in a position of temptation or potential temptation, he's supposed to step in and say, hey, look, you should not be living together, not because you're having sex, but because that increases the temptation to have sex.
That's in their opinion. In my opinion, I was not tempted. In my opinion, I felt like this was a way to not have sex. It was a way for us to get closer. It was a way that's their opinion. Now I know I know the Bible says don't put yourself in harm's way or to temptation's way. However, I didn't feel like I was being tempted by being in that physical. Not even that, I'm accountable to the children that were in my house. So first and foremost, I'm not going to do it because I'm trying to prove an example. I'm trying to be an example to the children. So I had more of a thing inside of me, like I'm not going to do it because I'm going to tell y'all you can do this. You cannot have. My example was you don't have to have sex. You don't have to have sex, and that's what I was trying to prove. That was their opinion. And to tell me you're not going to give me marriage counseling, we're trying to get to the altar. You going to tell me you're not going to give me marriage counseling?
So go ahead, Mara.
Okay, so quite a few of you guys know that I'm not religious at all. So nothing that I do comes from the place of religion. And I don't mean any disrespect, so,
It's all good. Say what
right.
you gonna say.
No, I'm just saying, because you guys know, but people, may not know, whatever. I don't understand why the church is in your bedroom. I don't understand. I'm sorry. And again, I don't mean it from a place of disrespect. And I don't... I just don't think it's realistic for today's times. For people who do believe that, my question would be, do you literally follow everything in the Bible? Everything?
Nope.
Top to bottom, from front to the end. That's my question. And if you don't, why is the emphasis on sex? Why is the church in your bedroom? I do not understand.
Can I answer that question?
You can. It's not going to change my position on that, but I would like to, yes.
Sure, give it to you.
Let me understand. My understanding of Shelley's situation was that she was looking for counseling. And as a counselor myself who does give counseling from a spiritual Christian standpoint, I have to follow the teachings of the Bible to give that counseling. So if there's something that within that counseling that doesn't mesh with the biblical standpoint, I can't counsel you. Like, for example, I wouldn't counsel two Muslims or two atheists because I cannot give counseling from a Christian perspective that would be in alignment with God's word.
Do you live every day, from the beginning to the end of the book by the Bible? Literally everything.
No one does. No one.
Why
does.
is the emphasis on sex?
It doesn't have to be.
Why is the emphasis on sex before marriage?
I can answer that specifically. Why the emphasis on sex? Because it says that when you have sex, it does more harm to your body. So if it says present your body as a living sacrifice, when it is doing harm to your body. That's why with sex you get sexually transmitted diseases. You're doing a lot of harm to your body. That's the biblical.
You could be married and get STDs.
You're right. That's the biblical. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just saying this is what they told me. This is the biblical answer from what they told me of why it does more harm to the body. But we're going to go and let David come back when we come back from a break, because this is Single on a Saturday
emphasis
night.
on it because it feels good and people like to do it.
It feels good. It's a Single on a Saturday night. Thank you to Howard Gilliam Jr., New Video Productions. He has this TV show, My Special Day TV. Check him out every Thursday at 1 o'clock. Good save, Howard. Yes. Yes.
Well, and I got to tell you about it.
I felt like Cinderella.
I said, that's fiction. I dropped my hat and ran.
The whole veil comes off.
Little bit X-rated.
Happy birthday, Tracy!
Hit the gas and took off.
He's smooth. He's smooth. His name is DJ Smooth. And you can check him out every Wednesday at TGI Fridays at 9 o'clock for karaoke. But of course, you can check us out every fourth Saturday right here, TGI Fridays. And we're talking about no sex before marriage. David has something to say. We're going to listen.
Because I've been listening to everybody talk.
And I know you like sex before marriage.
You better believe I'm having sex before marriage. I'm sampling all the goods. I don't care about that nonsense. What I want to know is, what could somebody tell me, counseling-wise, that will help me get through the process of not being sexual? What are these techniques or strategies that you're supposed to do?
They give you no strategy. That's what I'm saying. How are you going to tell me?
I give a strategy. As a counselor, I give a strategy.
You might give a strategy. But let me tell you, in the marriage counseling, yes, you get all the Bible. You know, I learned the whole verse. I can't even tell you where it came from.
Well, when did you get the marriage counseling? I thought they wouldn't counsel you.
No, because we separated. We separated so they could counsel us. So we separated.
Dumb.
We made a decision. He went back to wherever. I stayed there. We made a decision to separate. And then we got
separated for real.
Then he said, I gotta go. Boom.
Yeah, that sounded like an implosion.
But they did not give you any tools. I promise. There was no tools on. This is how you do it. This is what we suggest you do. It was just basically getting to know. I don't know, finances and crap like that. I don't even know what I got out of the marriage.
So wait a minute. He had to move out the house to mess up your finances so that y'all could talk about
this
finances.
was marital counseling.
This is marriage counseling. Like
was this a licensed counselor? Because see, not everybody within the church is licensed.
I'm smarter
to
now. No, I don't know. I have no freaking
just
idea.
because you have the pastor cloak or that stipulation of that title does not mean you are a counselor.
I don't know, Tasty. I didn't ask. Okay.
Well, some pastors have pastoral counseling training.
No, but you know, I
this
want
was
the people
before
that
Single on a Saturday night. You have enlightened me. I mean, honestly, I have grown so much since Single on a Saturday. I didn't ask. I don't know whether he had a license. I don't know. This is what the church gave me. This is what they said. He's just going to counsel you. They didn't give me any tools. They gave me a scripture. We wrestle against God, not against flesh and blood and principalities and stuff. That's what we had to learn every day. We had to go back and learn and come back and stuff like that. And then part two of it was, if there was anyone in your house that was having sex, then we still couldn't counsel. So we had to stop counseling again because there was someone in my house that was having sex.
Now, that was just her church. That's not everybody, though. That's just that church. That ain't everybody.
Somebody screaming and hollering.
That ain't everybody.
That wasn't the best counseling experience.
That was just her experience. That's not everybody. Like,
Right.
I mean, I could say my counseling was way different from his. Like, we just had a talk. I know we read a book together, and that was it. That was all I had. I know other people went to the same pastor and had like 6 weeks of counseling. So it's not the same. That's not everybody.
I'm going to give you all two perspectives. One, I am a counselor who does marriage counseling, but at the same time, my wife and I also went through about 6 or 7 weeks of Christian-based.
I went through months.
And I think it was very helpful to me because I learned a lot of things from a different perspective. Okay. Now, to your point, as far as strategies, because that's what we're here to talk about is sex, how not to have sex, whether not to have sex before marriage. Some of the strategies that I give are to pray together. Because that's, at the end of the day, it may sound cliche, but you got to pray together. You got to have a similar goal. You got to be equally yoked. One person can't want to have sex. The other person can't be in the Bible. You got to both have a mutual goal. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, to keep it real, don't put yourself in situations where sex is most likely to go down. Now, we all know sex can go down anywhere, but at the same time, don't spend the night. Don't have sleepovers. Don't give butt-naked massages after she gets out the shower. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is going to most likely lead to sex. So try to take yourself out of temptation situations.
Oh, I have been quiet.
Why would you be quiet?
Here. I was trying. I'm trying. First of all, we're going to start up and go backwards. Counseling. When someone comes to counseling, it doesn't matter if you're Jew, Gentile, black, or white. It's my job to counsel you. I can counsel anyone. Number two, it's not my job as a counselor when I counsel to tell you what to do. It is my job just to point out what is going to happen, what is going to occur. If you are trying to make a change in your life, how productive is it of me to tell you what to do for you? I don't live with you. My job is to counsel you and to tell you what could possibly happen. Next, how do you prepare for not having sex? I don't have to put myself in a sexual situation. I get turned on sitting here next to Tacey, come in the bathroom. I don't have to be in any situation for it to go down. Just breathe, okay? So you can't prepare for that. If it is what it is. You said something very important. You are not having sex because God told you not to. The Bible said not to do it. But I listened to you, and that very next sentence say, not to have sex. I'm going to drink and get drunk. But doesn't the Bible also say drinking unto drunkenness is a sin? So you just trade one sin for another sin. So you need to be true to yourself first, because God already knows that you want the man in your heart. So you just deny yourself for no apparent reason because somebody told you to. If you want to meet your maker, then you got to get to know you, all of you, the good you, the bad you, the ugly you, the fun you. And when you can say, I'm not having sex because I truly don't want to have sex anymore, that's good. But if I'm not having sex anymore because my pastor told me not to have sex anymore,
my pastor did not
because the Bible
told
me not to have sex.
God told me not to have sex.
Okay, let's talk about that. The Bible.
God told me not to have sex.
God said he gave you power and dominion and authority over everything in this earth. So if he is yours, he is yours. If he is not, he is not. God is not in the business of running your life. You are in the business of running your life because he already empowered you to run your life.
He guides you and directs you, and he has directed me, and I'm going to let you go ahead and talk, but he directed me. This is what God is saying specifically to me, not to have sex. Now, as far as getting drunk, if you're talking about getting drunk,
so God specifically said have sex. I mean, you can get drunk.
6 months, every 6 months, I haven't gotten drunk in what? I don't drink. So
you could just have sex every once every 6 months.
So now you're quantifying. That's what I'm saying. So now you're quantifying. If I'm only going to get drunk once every 6 months, I could use the same thing. I'm going to have sex once every 6 months.
And I could have chosen that. It doesn't matter. I just needed something at that moment. If he was there to do it, I would have. You never know what I would have done at that moment. I knew I needed something right then and there.
She's not trying to justify.
You should be saying that I chose through my religion, not God told me to be single. I chose for me
God
to do that.
did tell me, because listen, before this relationship, I was in another relationship having lots of sex, and I 100% enjoyed it, but it did not turn out very well. So me and God got together, and he chose. Go ahead, Marlise.
Within a personal relationship with Christ, you know the voice of God for yourself.
Sure
you cannot speak on the voice that she heard in her spirit to tell her not to have sex. If she feel in her heart and believe with everything in her that God spoke to her and said, this is what I want for you, Shelly Williams. I want you to walk in this way. I want you to walk down that particular street. Then that's what God told her. Can't nobody debate that. Nobody. So if that's what her walk and that's what she wants to do, hallelujah. Now, for me, I believe the same thing. Now, somebody said something about counseling. When you go to a therapist for, I don't know, let's say you have anger issues, You go to that therapist and you speaking with him on them anger issues. That therapist is going to direct you in the way of things to do for that anger issue. So it's not about the church necessarily being in your bedroom. You chose to go to that church and say, I need help with this. This is what I want counseling for. So they're going to ask you about personal things. That's just the way it is with any counseling. That's why they're in your bedroom per se. If you go to a alcoholic therapy, they're going to be in your business about where you're going to go drink. Or you hanging out at that bar because you know you want to stop drinking. It's just the way counseling goes, I suppose. So that's why it's more a personal situation.
But even if you take the counseling piece out of it, the judgment is still there. You're still going to have the people saying biblically. So I agree. If you go to counseling for whatever the situation may be, you've brought them into your.
Right.
I agree with that.
Business.
But specifically with regards to sex and premarital sex, the judgment is still there, and you're still going to have people saying, "Well, the Bible says." And so my question still stands.
But
why does the Bible? I mean,
they bring up the way the
We all
Bible
have a
says,
spiritual
because
walk.
when we become a Christian, when you become a doctor, you go by what the books on doctor tell you. You read the books and you learn. So when you become a Christian, that's the book that we base our life off of.
As a doctor, and you learn, but you also adapt. You adapt.
You do.
And you don't.
As a doctor, you practice. I'm an attorney. I practice. It ain't perfect.
It ain't perfect. And when you're a Christian, you practice Christianity.
And so things that were done
come
back in
to
the
that
day.
is very interesting, but we're going to take a brief break.
I'm a counselor. I advise.
Well, you can advise us to take a break now.
Things that were done medically back in the day aren't done today.
So yes, this is Single on Saturday Night. We're here with Howard Gilliam from I Never Get It Right. Your special day. I'm so sorry. And I actually watched the show. It's really good. He can commemorate your special day and all the antics that go along with it. Doc Smitty, we've always got him here. Groove Boy Entertainment. We're blinged out by AD Designs. And when we come back, we're going to tell you all about it.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Catrice Bailey, and we're here at Single on a Saturday Night with Alvina Styles.
This season, color is hot. Color is everything. Your purples, your greens, your blues, your yellows. It's awesome. We have our beautiful vests. We have our sequin scarves. We have our pashminas, our caps, our infinities, our stockings, lingerie, bags, just everything. We're home of the pop-up boutique, so we sell a little bit of everything.
This is Single on a Saturday Night. Have an amazing night.
We're back. Single on a Saturday night. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to piggyback off some of the questions that we had from the audience, which I think were very good questions. At the end of the day, we all have a spiritual walk. My walk is different from your walk. My walk is different from her walk is different from her. And so drinking may not be at the top of her priority list of things to work on within herself. Is that right? No. You know what I'm saying? I just had a drink earlier today. I'm not perfect. You're not. Nobody here is perfect. So at the end of the day, when it comes to sex, you have to make a decision. How can I best honor my covenant and my commitment with God? Shelly is saying, hey, look, in my relationship now, I want to honor God by trying not to have sex. We should all applaud Shelly for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all fall short of the glory of God.
Oh, applaud me. I'm doing it. I mean, I get what
fabulous.
Tasty
So we can
said.
just pick and choose what we
No, Tasty said if
most
I made
important for us to
choice.
work on. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep having sex before marriage, and I'm gonna work on being the greatest person in the community and supporting my fellow mankind.
Amen.
Right after I get this orgasm.
Amen.
But I understand what Tasty made a point that I said I made a choice. I did make a choice. I was before the relationship I'm in now. I was in a relationship where I was having sex, and believe it or not, I don't know. In my head, I was like, God, I'm doing this. Like that was my choice at that moment. But it didn't work out so well. I mean, it's not like we were together, and then time went by, and I did not have sex. So yes, if I made a choice. Yeah, I made the choice. I choose every day not to have sex because even if the man I'm with doesn't want to have sex, there's plenty of people that do want to have sex with me because they tell me so. So
I'm that girl.
So it's not like
You say and girls?
No, I said she said I'm that girl.
No, really.
Oh.
I could have sex, so it is a choice I make every day, not just with him. I would never want to put him in any situation where we're having sex, but if it wasn't for him, I could have sex. I got a whole house to myself. I could have sex. It's okay, but I choose not to have sex. It is my choice. I don't know whether, like I said, it's hard. Not having sex sometimes is hard. It is a whole ongoing battle. Who's going to say, nobody's going to sit here and say it's easy. You can obey the Bible. Not everything in in there is easy to obey. Not cursing, not doing this, not doing that. Everything is not easy to obey. It's just what I'm choosing to do right now. It is what I choose.
The good news, though, is God is faithful, and he will honor that commitment that you made to him.
That's what I'm going to keep going until I can't go no more. If he's the one for me forever, for life, cool. But marriage is not on my high priority list right this second. What's on my priority list is Single on a Saturday Night going on a network and us going all over the world. That's on my priority list. If you want anything else in this world, what I want, the desires of my heart, it has nothing to do with a man. It all has to do with Single on a Saturday Night, blowing up and going all over. That is the one desire I have in my heart. Forget marriage. That's what I want. More than anything else right now, that's what I want.
Amen.
You can have the sex. Give me the success. That's what I want.
You know what? And also, I'm team, wait, and I'm married and, having kids and stuff like that. But like we were saying, when you get saved and you have a relationship with the Lord, you have this thing we call the Holy Spirit, and it kind of guides you and it kind of convicts you. And like I have friends who, we both ministers, we both work with youth, and like I could do so much stuff, and she'd be like, that didn't bother you? See, God would have had me tripped up. And I'm like, yo, it wasn't that bad. It's something minor, and not even saying that what I did was something crazy. And so saying all that to say is that when you decide not to have sex, that's a decision that you made. I know people who don't even know Jesus, God, or Muhammad, or anybody, and they decided not to have sex. So that's something that's a personal
Rihanna's not having sex right now. She decided to
Yeah, I mean, you hear even people on TV. That's a personal decision that you make, and that's something that you may say, I felt convicted about it. And then you may say, I wanted to do it for spiritual enlightenment. You may say, I wanted to do it just because men was trifling. But it's just a personal decision that you make, and that's something that you go with, and you do it. Like you personally decide, I'm not going to do that personal decision. That's your personal decision. So, so when you decide to do it, stay in the fight, stay in the faith, it's your personal decision. The church ain't been good with this. Of course, if you go to church, you're going to look to the left and right. You're going to see the opposite of everything that you personally decided to do. But that's your personal decision that at the end of the day, you're going to have to stand strong. You're going to have to stick and stay with it because it's your personal decision.
And it's your personal relationship with God. And I have a personal relationship with God. Now, you having sex, I live vicariously through you. I listen to you. I love your stories. I do. I listen to your stories. I just be like, oh, wow, decent. Oh, yeah, that was decent. That happened? That's decent. So I really do. I'm really into what I'm like, hey, why?
So then but this is another assumption. Everyone assumes because you choose to have sex as opposed to abstinence that I'll be out there just sleeping with everybody. I mean, I slept with my husband before I married him. I slept with him for 5 years before we got married. If it's my life partner, we're gonna be together forever, and we still got married, like Tasty said. It doesn't matter if I did it before I got married, while I'm married, after I'm married, but it's still that one person that I'm having sex. I made a covenant, a commitment to a person
a long time before you walk down the
we
altar.
actually walk down the aisle. It doesn't always have to be the way someone tells you it has to be for you.
Can I just add something really, really quick? I've known two people personally who waited before they were married, which again, I agree, it's your personal choice or whatever. But I believe that the reason why they rushed into marriage was because they wanted to have sex.
Yeah, no one talks about that.
And they're not married anymore.
Yes.
It does happen.
I mean, so
it's
a difference.
It's not an end all to be all. Like if you don't have sex, then that you're gonna get it.
I'd also just like to add that I'm probably the only non-religious person in the room, and I'm not having sex, and I don't drink.
True enough. No. Not
Atheists got all the morals.
Not even that.
That's right.
You
don't
ain't
need a
I think
religion to
about
have
that a lot. She's kind. She. You know how they say you know a Christian by the fruit that they bear. She bears more fruit than a lot of Christians I ever seen. But I mean, for real, her fruit. She deep. Like she good.
There you go.
Like
it's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
I do agree with that.
But that's only because she don't have a partner. So don't be trying to all laud her up.
Oh no,
real
it's not
quick.
because
you know.
I don't need a partner.
No, that's right. You did.
You don't need a partner.
Again, what was it? www. Mara's willing to.
You got to get your website right. You got to get it right.
At the end of the day, I think this is a great conversation. This is a very healthy conversation. We look outside in the world and people are just kind of doing what they want to do. You got your Christians over here. You got your people who are just doing whatever they want to do out there. And we're coming together from all walks of faith, different ideologies, and we're having an open and honest dialogue. That is the key to opening, to change, you know what I mean? To change and the prosperity. And so I appreciate everybody for coming out today and just having this. We don't have to agree. You know what I mean? At least we're
I don't
having
have to agree, but you still put a judgment on it. I just want you to know
How
that.
so? How
you
so?
still put a judgment on it.
How so?
We got the Christians over there, and people are just doing whatever they want to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're doing what you want to do. You're living your life.
No, Christians do whatever they want to do
no,
too.
you still put a judgment on it. That was still a judgment.
I'm not
They
judging.
don't- No.
Are you doing what you want to do?
No, but listen to what you just said. There was
No,
still
she's
a
right.
judgment
That's what
on
he
it.
said.
They're the Christians.
And that's where the problem
And then
was.
people
It's-
just
it's
doing whatever they want to do. So, because what we just pointed out is that Mara, who's not a Christian, is operating. She's walking the walk. She's doing what she wants to do, but she's walking.
I'm
in
not saying it like
morals
it's a
and
bad
values of
thing.
faith.
I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing, no. She's just doing what
I'm
she
just
wants to
checking
do.
you because you did put a judgment on it. That's all.
I'm not judging this woman. I'm saying she's living her life. I live my life as a
I'm
Christian.
judging
She
you.
lives her life.
And that's good.
My issue comes in when you've already got 2 kids. I show up, now you in this whole self-cleansing, I'm not having sex, I'm waiting to get married, and you got 2 kids sitting in front of me.
They trying to let all the sperm.
What's all that is about? Is it
No,
self-cleansing?
first off,
Is it changing?
I think it's a cop-out.
It's a cop-out?
Yes, because I have 2 kids, and I went into a marriage, and I had to test those waters before I went into it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's
You
that all
can
about?
test the waters, but it's not even that. Sometimes you do want to just stop. I mean, regardless,
Is it
I don't have any kids.
Is it
It's not
self-cleansing?
self-cleansing. Sometimes you clearing your mind. I can't even, let me tell you something. Them thoughts come through my mind more than enough, especially from the last person I've been with. Them thoughts do come back to your mind. Sometimes you just want to clear it out. Like every now and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
But
yeah,
you gotta clear
I mean,
the other
like,
thing
yeah.
out too. You can clear your mind, but the other thing need to be cleared out too.
Hey, Shelly, I have a question.
That's why they waiting for the sperm to drip all back out.
Earlier
They
you
trying
said-
to give it time
Go ahead.
to absorb and whatever happens to it.
We use a condom.
Earlier you said that, I mean, obviously this whole show you're saying that, you're not having sex or whatever. But you did say you masturbate. Now, isn't that frowned upon as well?
You're not supposed to do that.
She's not perfect. She's not saying she's perfect.
asking.
She masturbates. She gets it in.
It was not one of those things. Like I said, prior to 4 years ago, prior to Single on the Saturday Night, I didn't have an orgasm. I never masturbated. Now, I'm not saying that like I never
changed your
We
life.
have corrupted
We
her.
have changed your life.
But it's not, and I don't feel like it's bad. I don't feel like it's bad. Anything, I feel like I've grown. I think like I learned some things. And man, like if I didn't do that, honestly, there would have been a problem if I didn't. Honestly, right now, he would have been fouled or whatever that is.
I think it's
'Cause
healthy to do that.
I don't do it like every minute of the day, but there are times where I'm just like, I can't take it
Do you
anymore.
feel like God convicts you for that? When you
Absolutely.
That's
he
all-
does.
there you go.
He convicts me right after, and I don't do
What
it
does
on
that mean? I don't know what you mean.
Meaning he convicts you means that you feel a spirit like you weren't supposed to do that. I ask for forgiveness.
Okay,
I have a question.
Okay, no, I mean because when he said convicts you, I thought he meant like that when you have those moments that God inspires you to keep going and pushing. on the
Let me
Hold on,
define.
hold on
Let me
really
define.
quick. But earlier you said that you can't continue with the same behavior and ask for forgiveness. But she said that every time she does it, I mean, she's forgiven or whatever. I don't understand. I
It
feel
gets
like,
less and less. I can
I'm just
say
saying though,
the timing
but that
gets
goes
less
against
and
what you
less.
said earlier.
With
Because
the-
earlier you said you can't continue that.
I am
saying
very confused.
It's counterproductive to live in an unrepentant state of sin.
Yeah, I think
You
what
know,
he's
you
saying
have
is
to
it's about
actually repent.
growing. Like if it's just about growing, because it's some things that we get into, and then guys like, yo, this is wrong, and then you start to feel bad. It's about eventually growing. I mean, you can keep doing it, but you're just gonna stay in the same place. But growing.
I just happen to admit it. Now, normally, though, one of those things you keep to yourself, and but I'm just admitting.
But where I'm
that
coming
it-
from is, see, the way I operate, it either is or it isn't. So, and I'm, I'm not trying to be,
Black or
but
white.
you said that you cannot continue to operate or have the same behavior.
God is not pleased with that. Let me clarify.
not pleased.
God is
In
not
your opinion.
pleased with an unrepentant state of sin.
In your opinion,
Based on the Bible.
Based on your interpretation of the Bible.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And all it
Everyone
boils down to is a balance. Life is about balance. In everything you do, it's always going to be a balance in life. So yeah, if you sleep around with too many people, you're going to have a problem. If you sleep around with no one, you're going to have a problem. It is a balance and a personal choice.
I have a problem.
Now, where religion comes in,
problem.
hold on.
Yeah.
You're gonna fantasize and you're gonna masturbate because the urge to have sex is a natural urge.
Absolutely.
Given to every human on the planet. You cannot deny it. It will not go away, and it will not stop until you are unhealthy and you cannot do it based on your health.
Right, and I
now
know
let
you
me
had-
finish. Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
Religion is a great guide to live your life. But if you get absorbed in religion to the point in which you deny yourself basic needs, you're losing your balance. It's good, but it can also be bad and detrimental if you lose the balance that it gives you. And so as a result, if you deny yourself your natural urges because you don't want to sleep with a crackhead, okay, you're exercising great knowledge and great wisdom. But if you are denying yourself the man that you are attracted to and care about because of the Bible, then you are now losing your balance. And that's why you feel this pull, this desire, these thoughts, the masturbation. All of that comes in because you're not balanced
Shelly,
anymore.
You know what? Since we didn't
So
introduce
you're advising her to have sex.
I'm advising her to have wisdom with regard to sex. Protect yourself. Be logical in your choices on who you choose to have sex
That contradicts her spiritual beliefs.
No, it contradicts what she believes the Bible is telling her.
Her spiritual beliefs.
Yes,
It contradicts her spiritual beliefs.
But she can read in Leviticus, and that could contradict something in Leviticus. Believe
gotta
me,
look at that in a
there
cultural
has to be
sense,
some taking with a grain of salt and some intelligence involved in applying the Bible to your life. It's not just, this is what it says, and so period. It's, how does that fit in my life? How does that fit to me in the way that I care about things? And that's what I want y'all to see. It's a balance. You can't just have this or just have that. You have to a little bit of everything so that you feel good. Just like food. If you lose your balance and you eat too much, you'll become unhealthy. Eat properly and you'll be healthy. Have sex, have relationships properly, and it will be healthy to you.
I get it. I can understand. You're right. Good point. Unhealthy.
Dropping knowledge and music.
The fact that
That's our own DJ Smooth.
I think the balance comes in is the fact that we're not even intimate, meaning we don't hug, we don't kiss. I think that's what I'm missing more out of everything. The hug, the
You're missing the affection and intimacy.
That's what I'm missing.
But
Affection
see, if
and
it's if it's a true heart change, you won't even desire it. Like, just because you are attracted to men doesn't mean I'm attracted to and want to do every man in here. Okay, if
Well,
you
know,
are
some
making,
dudes that come
I
and
know.
sing on
if
Saturday
you
night,
are
so
making a
single ladies,
commitment,
come out.
if you're making a commitment to God and you want to change and you're actively seeking Him and reading the word, like he said, it's a balance. When you get up, you might have started out thinking about sex 24 hours a day. Then it went to 22 hours a day. Then it went to 10 hours a day. So then you're in harmony with yourself. You are being real with yourself. You're not lying, pretending like you can sit up here and not have sex and have sex on the brain all the time. That's how we get that's how we get killers. That's how we get serial killers.
Do you think you would feel better spiritually and physically and emotionally if you broke your covenant with God and had sex tomorrow?
No.
So she has to be true to herself. She just said physically, emotionally, and mentally, she would be in a worse place off if she had sex.
She's in a worse place off now because she's already saying to you that she's not having sex. You just said, so she's missing the kissing, the touching,
She
the
just
hugging.
said.
No, but you said in the last segment that you should not put yourself in the way of temptation for you to have sex. Does not kissing, touching, and all that lead to sex?
Not necessarily.
But you said
It depends
that
on
in the
who
last,
it
for her
is.
it does.
For her
My
it might.
thing is, but for her to
Maybe if I
say-
tried it, maybe I'll see. If I could just try it out. Since it's the
Because
end.
now you're
Can I
missing out. Because
can I
you
just-
back like
can
I
just
had
have a
sex,
kiss?
y'all.
What married people don't tell you is it's not about you being married and you sitting here with your partner and you touch them and sex is on every night. If you don't have the kissing, the hugging, the touching, you have no intimacy. Therefore, you have no great sex life. You have no marriage.
Now, I agree with that. I do. That's why I asked you earlier in the show, do y'all have intimacy, like hugging, kissing? You may want to try that and maybe try some intimacy and some affection and see how, if that
I sure am
satisfies
missing
it.
it. I
Try
do
that.
miss it a lot.
But know your limits, though. Know your boundaries for...
Like just Netflix.
No chill.
No chill.
Just Netflix.
Can we get some?
Like in PG.
You just said it. You have
PG.
no balance. Okay, I get it.
And you
You're
know what
not
else we don't
having
have?
sex. No
We don't
more
have any
time.
balance for the end of the show. We're done. Thank you so much for joining us for Single on Saturday night. Shelly's going to try out some new things. She's going to tell us all about the experience. Come back and see us next month, fourth Saturday at TGI Fridays. Matter of fact, it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and it always goes down on the holiday weekend.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Alvina Styles. And thank you for Rashida Stewart of Exquisite Hair Design. She is my hairstylist.
Hey everybody, my name is Sheena. I'm the creator of the Hairy Situation app. If you don't have it, download it now. You may be having a hairy situation, and I can help you with that. I provide helpful tips on how to maintain the proper cause and how to purchase the perfect hair for you. So get the app, Hairy Situation, on your Google Play or your iTunes store. Hairy Situation, download it now.